Hi guys, welcome back to another video blog from DSR Ghostwriting, which is me. For those who didn't figure that out, Daniel Rosell. I'm going to put this out onto the LinkedIn company page for DSR Ghostwriting. I'm also going to put this out onto the YouTube. So if you're interested in either of those places, there's also a DSR Ghostwriting podcast, really focused on thought, very narrowly on thought leadership. So whether you're interested in producing thought leadership for yourself or bettering your own thought leadership, whether you're a company looking to do more in this space, and I've certainly talked before there about the benefits of thought leadership, or if you are an agency looking to do better thought leadership on behalf of to produce better thought leadership for your clients. If you're in any of these use cases, then this content that I've been producing may be of interest, so please do check it out. What I want to talk about today though is a blog post, an insight I published up on dsrghostwriting.com/insights a few days ago, and that's basically this idea of using viewing PR through the lens of inbound marketing. So bear with me just for a little second here. um, Inbound marketing is very classically associated with content marketing. The idea that instead of interjecting your messaging, your marketing and sales messaging into the lives of prospects, typically via advertising, right? So that being paid media exposure. So whether that's advertising through, bought advertisements in newspapers, bought PPC, for example, digital advertising, outbound marketing interrupting, inbound marketing bringing in, so leveraging content marketing in order to attract people into your marketing and sales funnel. Now, something I think is very powerful about inbound is the fact that inbound accrues in value over time. So if you take a let's just look at this through a sale from a sales perspective for a second, right? So if you're going on a cold email marketing campaign, whatever your open rate is, the return on investment is relatively low, but it diminishes. So if I send out today a cold email announcing myself as a freelance writer to a list of 1,000 prospects, whether it's bought or whether I've researched it, and I'm not encouraging this, by the way, I'm not encouraging spamming and buying email lists. By saying this, it's not something I think is very effective, and it may contravene GDPR depending on where your list is, the prospects are located. But in any event, to use that as an example, it's not going to be that effective, but the ROI is going to diminish very quickly. So you're gonna get a bit of return within the first week, and then very quickly your email is old hat. It's buried in people's inboxes. Nobody's checking it. Nobody cares. The beauty about inbound marketing, and this is genuinely something I'm actually really excited about, and I'm kicking myself for my own business that it took me the best part of 6 years to start drinking my own Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid I've been selling clients for 6 years. It took me a freaking long time to say this might be smart to do it for yourself. There's a saying about the cobbler's son having no shoes, and in my case, and I think actually many marketers' case, this is true, that we just, between client work and running a freelance business, we don't find time to content market our own businesses. And I think for almost anybody, virtually anybody, any freelancer, any small business person, unless you're literally drowning in so much business that you don't know what to do with it, I think that would be a mistake not to do your own inbound and content marketing. So content inbound accrues in value, right? So you put out a blog post, you publish a blog post, and over time, as the website that blog post sits on increases in domain authority, increases in SEO value, and as you share that over social channels where the reach is progressively getting wider, the value of that asset is typically building, right? So it's kind of a U curve, and that you're gonna publish something that's going to get a lot of initial traction. Then the discoverability is going to go down for a period, but then there's going to be a very low long tail level of lower engagement with that content that's going to be bringing people into your marketing funnel. So that's to me something that is tremendously exciting and valuable about inbound marketing versus outbound. You know, the idea attracting versus interjecting, attracting versus disturbing, whatever way you want to cut down the paradigm there. If you think about that whole inbound outbound divide in PR terms, public relations, what would outbound be in PR? So for me, outbound would be cold pitching the media, not whether we're talking about proactive or reactive pitching. You're just pitching your story, your press release out to the media, right? Very, very classic PR activity here. That's outbound. If you look at it through the content marketing paradigm of outbound inbound, that's outbound. You're interjecting your release, your pitch into people. You're interrupting their workday. A journalist is sitting there going about their business, and you're reaching out. You're reaching out to them. Now, what I'm suggesting in this blog post is instead of doing that, because like content marketing, like outbound in general, the value is going to diminish over time. You're going to send your pitch. There's going to be maybe a 5 to 10% open rate. And if you get coverage, wonderful. But if you don't after a week, the chances are going down. Yes, you're going to find people that will pick up your release after 3 or 4 weeks. But in PR, which is very news cycle driven, the usefulness of that communication will be diminishing. What I'm proposing instead is, in order to lengthen the engagement time with your PR outreach activity, trying to integrate that PR messaging into collateral that is part of your inbound funnel. So I gave a couple of examples in the blog. I said instead of, I'm talking about a book author, instead of putting out, you know, a one pager and sending that out to the press saying you've written a book, to integrate that into an online asset, for example, blogging material, break up that book one pager into 3 or 4 different posts, and those posts can stay on your website. They're not time driven, they're not time sensitive, and they're not going to be diminishing in value in the same way that a once off media blast for the same asset is going to. So that's it, guys. I didn't want to make this a long insight. That's basically what the blog talks about. But you know, audio and visual being the name of the game today. I'm going to be putting out more of these on LinkedIn, on YouTube. So please, if you're interested in all things marketing, but particularly thought leadership, I share lots of these small insights through DSR Ghostwriting and our various social channels. So please follow, like and follow. And if you are interested in developing a good thought leadership plan for yourself, your business, or an agency, the benefits of thought leadership I have discussed in previous episodes. They've been affirmed by Element and by LinkedIn. It's really valuable. You can increase your brand awareness. You can increase your sales. You can attract a premium for your product. All these things are possible. And it's not the same as content marketing. It's not exactly the same. There are nuances, and it's worth actually having a plan for both. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. And if it has been useful, of course, feel free to pass this on to other people in your professional network. Have a great day.